What's going on, everybody? Jason Getty here, and some of you all know I put up a video last week or week before that rather, about the whole incident with the telephone call with Rich Piana and his ex-girlfriend, and I got some bad information. So because I don't like to put out wrong information, and you know, man, it was just incredibly wrong. I took that video down, but you know, I was commenting on the video and just how insane it was. The people that have went on to make videos about it, trying to point out how racist they were, the comments were, or the conversation was, only to themselves going to a horrible racist rant, or I say the same thing all the time, but I'm just joking, so it makes it okay, you know. So I took that video down because it had information that was wrong, and I would hope that you would think that I would do that. You know what I mean? I'm not here to spread a bunch of horse shit, in other words. So, but this video is going to be basically filling in the blanks, I guess, from the conversation that Rich had with Dave Pulumbos. He did a interview with Dave, and Dave asked him some questions, and Rich said he didn't know, and I genuinely think he didn't know the answers to some of these questions, and I think it's because he hasn't probably experienced the kind of person that he's dealing with before. So when he and the last ex-wife, and I'm not picking on him, I've been married twice myself, but when they split up, you know, he talked to me at the Arnold and was like, man, how did you know all this stuff? It's like you were there. It's like you knew what was going on, and I hadn't said any of it. And I was like, man, I've been there, not, you know, in my own life, you know what I mean? Not physically. I was not physically there with you, but I've been there. And anybody that has been in a relationship with somebody who, let's just say, they're exceptional. Okay, I'm not going to classify anybody as any one thing or another, or make moral judgments on anybody, but you know, if it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck and fucks another dude like a duck, well, it's a duck. And it was just, that was going on, just painfully obvious. Now, this situation that we're in now with the phone call, and I'm not going to play the sound bite that everybody's heard it, was bestowed upon Mack Truck by Rich's ex, and it had obviously been tampered with, and by tampered I mean had been put on repeat to say, you know, exactly the same thing again. I mean, she didn't take time to speed it up or slow it down, make it sound, you know, a little bit different. It was like saying, hey man, what's up? Hey man, what's up? And you know, it was just that obvious, you know what I mean? So obviously it had been put out to look way worse than it was. But let me go over some of the conversation that Rich said he didn't know the answer to, and maybe this is what happened. Again, I wasn't there, but I've had experiences with very exceptional people, and so I'm using what I've learned in the past to project this out, and I could be wrong. So with that being said, one of the questions Dave asked Rich was, why now? Why on earth, after 10 years, and by the way, it was come out that it was 10 years, not 4. He was with Chanel. Here's Miss Chanel. He was with her 4 years ago. So it was not 4 years ago. It was 10 years ago. So, you know, don't let it fool you. Oh, no. Or don't let them fool you. But why now? Well, it's kind of like a logging company. You know, they won't cut a tree down until it's huge. And I'm not talking huge. I'm talking, you know, big, like popular, using it as, you know, transitioning one to another, not transitioning, but, you know, comparing one thing to another. Like Rich is definitely a lot bigger, you know, in the marketplace or whatever. You know, social media he's exploded. He now has the clothing line, the supplement line. Everybody's following in his footsteps because they see how lucrative his choices are, how much money you can make doing it. Problem is you know, you're not going to make any money when you got 7 fucking subscribers. That's why I don't have my own clothing line and my own fucking, you know, supplement line, because, you know, I've got 7 people. No, I don't. I have 763. But, you know, you can't have 12,000 subscribers and be like, man, I'm going to make a clothing line, I'm going to make a this, that, and the other, and expect to make money. Good luck with all that shit. But, so anyways, so Rich got big, and what better time to cut the tree down than when it's huge? Well, now it would be the time to strike. You know, when the iron's hot, he's definitely on top of it all. So that's one reason why she may have done it. Okay, second reason why she may have done it is because this young lady right here, Miss Chanel, if his ex-girlfriend was very jealous of Miss Chanel, then she might, like, if she's still infatuated with Rich, she might do anything and everything in her power to try to defame him, take away everything he has, thinking that Chanel is only with him for the money that he makes and the prestige and the whatever. And obviously, his ex has never really met Chanel, and if they have, she didn't pay attention very well, because, like, Chanel is completely down for Rich. Like, I mean, it was like they were put here for each. It's like putting a puzzle together, and these 2 pieces of the puzzle would be Rich and Chanel, and they would just fit. Like, she's just straight up down. It's not like, you know, the 80-year-old guy with the 18-year-old girlfriend, or, you know, wife or whatever, you know, with 2,000 cc boob implants, you know, fake butt, and, you know, bleached blonde hair and, you know, whatnot. And he's in love with her, but she's not in love with him, obviously. And don't draw any parallels to that. That was just off the top of my head. But that's not what you find with these two. I mean, she's genuinely, it's like they're best friends and life partners and, you know, whatever. I mean, they really dig the fuck out of each other. So trying to take away everything he has. Now, I only met her for about 10 minutes, maybe 15, but we talked, and she was just down to earth as shit and whatever. She gave me the impression that she's the kind of woman that if something like this would happen, she would say, you know, babe, we're gonna buckle down, we're gonna hang on, whatever happens, happens, and if it all goes away except for me and you, man, all I need is you. You know, we'll start over and we'll go from there. We'll, you know, for you military guys, we'll ranger on. You know, we'll keep on trucking, man. And so if anything, these voicemails that got out or whatever, sound bites, probably brought these two closer together. So if the plan was to run Chanel off, probably that was a huge, huge mistake. A huge backfire probably happened right there. So, but anyways, but with that being said, Chanel is not at all, she's not at all ignorant. She's not stupid. She's quite smart. And if you talk to her for a brief moment, you'll pick that up. She's very intelligent. And she probably, I would assume, would pick up that there's a little bit of jealousy, maybe, or, you know, something, you know, isn't stirring the Kool-Aid with his ex-girlfriend. And So she's been putting up pictures like this, but I want you to look at these pictures, and these are recent, and these are all stolen from Instagram. Matter of fact, look, right there. C05, Chanel number 5. So check this out. Now, Rich is so big, all he needs Coors written on his shirt. He looks like a Coors Light beer can. But look at these two. Obviously, they're having a good time. They enjoy each other's company. Neither one of these smiles are fake. You know, I mean, they're decked out, having a good time. They're eating at the Chef's Plate gourmet restaurant here. And, I mean, it's not like I'm going to throw up a smile real quick, you know, for this picture, but I ain't really happy. Like, that ain't what you see here. You know, these guys they're down for each other, you know, and you just can't tear that shit apart, especially not with a 10-year-old phone call. Like, evidently he was on drugs in a gang. Like, I'm not saying he's not on steroids now. He has went legit according to a video that he put out, but evidently he was doing other shit. And anybody that knows anybody that was not on drugs but then got into drugs knows that when you go, you know, when you start taking drugs, illegal drugs, you're just not the same person. It's like, you know, the shell is there, but everything that was on the inside is just gone. It's like it's gutted out, hollow, and it's not there. So the phone conversation, the extramarital affair, I'm not condoning any of that, but it's really like the car's running but nobody's driving when you're on drugs. And anybody that has experienced this with somebody else, or even themselves, know that. If you're a recovering drug addict, you know that. Or a loved one is, you know that. You know, and so it's, you know, a conversation 10 years ago from a guy who was strung out on whatever, you know, and today, it ain't the same, you know. And again, nobody's condoning the conversation, hell, or the relationship. He was cheating on his wife and whatever, but it really is just like the car was running, but there's nobody driving it. You know what I mean? So, anyways, all right. So here's another picture. All right, now look at him. He looks like a 12-year-old kid that got his pee-pee touched for the first time, right? Like, look, he's like excited. Like, I'm here and I'm with her, goddammit. You know what I mean? Like, you can't fake a fucking smile like that. He is legitimately happy. Like, he even tucked his damn ears in for this fucking photo. He wanted to look sharp. And Rich, I like the loyalty shirts, but the 3 could keep a secret if 2 of them are dead on the back. That ain't really. It makes me think of that one song. Here's a secret, gonna keep it. You know that one. But I'd buy one of those shirts if it didn't have that other shit on the back of it. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. But look at these people, man. They are happy as fuck, and it's like you can't fake that. Anyways, Rich, make that shirt with a 5% on the back. I'll buy one. Even though I wasn't gonna buy anything else shirt wise, because I got a gang of 5% shit anyways. But I'd buy that one because I think it's pretty cool. All right, so check out this picture. Here they are just chilling. Like, they're both just hanging out, having a good fucking time, watching TV. He's got a goddamn burrito as big as his head on the fucking, you know, pillow or whatever, eating. She's got, looks like a naked burrito or whatever you call it, with no shell, doing the low carb thing or whatever. And they're just having a good fucking time. I mean, they're just hanging out, having a good time. Like, you ain't gonna break this up with a conversation from 10 fucking years ago. You know, I'd be like, whatever you were doing 10 years ago, like your ex or your girlfriend or wife of today being like mad because you did something 10 fucking years ago. You didn't even know who the hell they were. You know, it's just stupid. So, and here's another picture. Let's check this. Oh, shit. That's me. Now, this is, sexy motherfucker right there. That is me right towards the end of Bigger by the Day program. So, Rich, goddammit, you got to do Bigger by the Day part 2. And I'm not just saying that because I own biggerbytheday.com. You really do. But anyways, so these guys are happy as fuck. There's no denying that. And as far as like Rich's business goes, like, I'm going to keep buying 5% products. And, you know, the reason is like they're quality products. I've tried so much stuff, and it's like the only stuff besides Primeval Labs And I used to see the top of my refrigerator. I got Primeval Lab shit, and I got 5% shit. That's all I got. My refrigerator just shut off. So anyway, that's what that noise was. But that's all I got. And the reason is because it's only 2 products that don't make me sick. And I switch them, alternate them out or whatever, because I do not take away from one and give to the other or whatever. They're both great products, and I just switch them out so I don't get worn out on the flavors and stuff. So I'm going to keep using them. You know, as clothing and shit goes, there's a pair of shorts I really like, and Stephanie, I think, is going to pick those up for me. But, you know, I mean, other than that, I'm pretty good on clothing and shit. Unless you get that loyalty shirt switched up, Rich. I'm not going to quit watching this guy. And if you go on to his, like, if you're wondering if it hurt his following, like, he still has 920 something thousand subscribers on YouTube. So he didn't get hurt. And if you look at the comments, like, nobody gives a shit. Like, I think everybody that's intelligent, you know, like, I'm pretty sure that everybody watching this is pretty intelligent, can figure out it's just not the same dude. You know what I mean? And everybody's pretty much like, who gives a fuck, man? That's 10 fucking years ago. You know, I hope nobody finds out what the fuck I was doing 10 years ago. So, you know, congratulations. It backfired. The lady that did all this shit looks crazy. Now with Mac Truck, I mean, he can't quit talking about the shit. And it's like, dude, do your own shit, man. Like, for real. Like, Rich got you 14,000 subs. Just do your own shit. You know, keep trucking. People will either fucking follow you or they won't. But, you know, that's just the way it is. And like the video I put up, I got fucking contacted. Well, a comment went on my shit from what's that guy's name? Prophet Muscle. He was like, yeah, well, she gave me the information first, and Mac Truck got the shit from me. Well, Mac Truck's got like 20 or 12,000, 14,000 subscribers, and what's his name? Prophet Muscle has like 40 or 50 or 8, whatever the fuck it is. So, you know, Mac Truck shit came up on my shit. You might be interested in shit from YouTube. So I kind of think that probably wasn't true. Prophet Muscle, I think that the information went out first to Mac Truck, but obviously the shit's been doctored, you know, repeated, you know, and I would say probably it was a phone call. That was another thing, is like, why is it just your voice and not hers? And like, if you've ever experienced anything, like the police, when they go after somebody, they'll have a third party, like an interested party, call the person they're after, and they'll put a microphone to the earpiece and the mouthpiece. So you get both parts of the conversation, and then they take that to court, play the phone recording, and, you know, you're off to jail. And I've seen that happen. I've seen dude go to prison 5 years for a recorded phone conversation. So not that this is a phone conversation that's going to get him in trouble, like criminally, but it's just kind of like a little tidbit of information. Like, you know, you could take that and, you know, win Trivial Pursuit if that shit ever comes out again. That's one of the questions. But so yeah, if you only have one microphone and it's in your earpiece, then you're only going to hear what he's saying. It won't pick up at all what is being said by the person listening. You know, the person that's recording stuff, you won't hear what they're saying at all. So that's how, you know, the second thing Dave was like, well, how did he's only, well, that's how, unless she did delete, like Rich was saying. So, you know, and I don't know, I wasn't there, but I have definitely seen exceptional people at work, and that's my take on it, man. You know, I could be wrong, but if I had to guess, if I was going to lay $20 down, I would say that the intent was to break these two up and to get him alone. And even though he would be like, you just ruined my fucking life, you know, an exceptional person might think, well, yeah, but baby, now we can be together and all this other shit. Kind of like that song by Slim Shady, you know, Stan. Probably like that, you know what I mean? And it's just like, when you're exceptional like that, you don't see far enough into the future to realize that you're just like, not only would it not ever happen again, but you just like fucking put the nail in the coffin on it ever happen again. trying to run away everything that he cares about. So anyways, all right, well, a little quick update on me. One of my followers asked how come I'm not shooting videos, and the reason is, there's 3 reasons. The first is, if you saw the video that I put up of me benching 375 on a flat bench press, the plate loaded bench press, it was like my 3rd day doing it, and it was fucking stupid. And I know, guys, I should have had wrist wraps on. I should not have done it 3 days in a row, but I was excited. I was like, it's the most I've ever benched in my life. So I went up, and, you know, Stephanie showed up or came to the gym with me that morning. And I was like, hey, babe, take a video of me doing this. And like my 4th or 5th, whatever my last one was, when I went up, you know what? I'm talking about myself. So we're gonna look at myself. So when I went up doing the 4th or 5th rep, whatever my last one was, sharp pain went in my wrist. I put it down, you know, trying to be a big boy and not make any faces or whatever. But I not blowing it out, but you know, I've messed my wrist up. So that went on, and then of course, you know, my ankle situation. I had a bone spur grow on the back of my ankle bone, and it's cutting into my Achilles tendon. Evidently, it's quite common now. So Thursday, the VA hospital is going to cut that bone spur out of my heel. They got to create a channel next to my Achilles tendon, and they're going to go in, they're going to break that off and then pull that bone spur out so it won't slice into that. So I'm going to be in a wheelchair for 3 weeks and then on crutches for 3 weeks, and hopefully they'll let me go back to work, because it has affected how much money I can make it work, because I can't do a lot of walking. So, so I'm excited about that. And the third thing is Stephanie's also working at the post office, and she's a city carrier assistant. And they put her like downtown Louisville, which is the furthest station they could put her. We live in Itty-Bit, Kentucky. So, I mean, she's got, you know, an hour and a half, 2 hour drive sometimes on the way home. So she can't do that shit. You know, she can't go in the morning at 4:30 when she leaves to go to work at 4:30. So she can't film me. So that's what's going on with that. So we'll get all that shit squared up, get some more videos out. But until then, you're going to hear me talking about YouTube. All right. Y'all have a great day, and we'll talk to you later.